Well, good evening and good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm going to be your host, yet again, Sebastian Velez. And today, we're going to be bringing back one of the most requested topics digital journals, specifically our number four entry, guys. We got to give a round of applause to the number four entry. This is going to be our final entry of digital journals. And we're going to take a little step back and see how March really affected us. I mean, you as an individual, Sarah. So we're going to go real back. Here we go. Everything started on March 21st, 2025, when I needed to go to the university and take my classes, but something felt off that day. Something felt not genuine of myself. And as the class progresses, I started feeling disassociative and not very much interested in what was going on around me. I had a lot of thoughts clouding my judgment and specifically my sense of being at the moment. And this is me at that day, specifically attending some of my classes. And as you can see, I almost felt a sense of that people were feeling that way too, because most of my classmates also didn't attend that day. And I just felt disassociated and disconnected with society itself. And honestly, we could attach that to a certain type of depression, but I would not like to say anything or say much about it. Nevertheless, I attended my classes and I tried to hype myself up. So I tried to go to the beach. So right after class, I decided, as I said, to go to the beach and just find myself there. I tend to go to the beach alone to just enclose myself in my thoughts and generally think about what's going on in my head. And I feel like it's one of the calmest places to go, and it's very refreshing if you bring a book or if you bring your own diary and just write all of those thoughts that you cannot seem to get out of. And for me, it's my very own type of meditation, specifically going through 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. until you see the sunset is a very good time to go to the beach that you can experience, or at least alone, you can experience some very good lessons there. I feel that not a lot of people know or enjoy how to be alone. So it's something that I've been practicing a lot of times. And it's been tough, but slowly but surely I've grown accustomed to this lifestyle. And I became very aware of the sense that a lot of people also have their own little realities going on. I became, as you would say, started to sonder about other people's realities and other people's versions of lives, and even people walking at the beach. I started even drawing them because I tend to be an observer. I can call myself a background character, to say the least, because I found comfort in not being present and not being quote unquote what people call as the main character. And through that sonder, I I started to realize how we as humans are so little to this universe and this world. I started viewing the world or planet Earth as this little fish tanks, and we're inside like this giant fish tank. We are the fishes, and I wouldn't say that we're trapped, but we just don't know what is beyond our system. We could say that we know based around scientific research or found things, which is not a very good term to use. But I just started to gain this philosophical view of life, would say a very absurdist type of philosophical view, because I wouldn't say that I was feeling down, but I was feeling a very happy way of the world not making sense, which that's why I would say I felt a little bit absurdist. But right after leaving the beach, I decided to go and get some food, and this is gonna be the because that day specifically, I was feeling a little bit down. I invited one of my friends to come and eat my comfort food with his sushi. And honestly, based around everything that I was explaining on before, it really dawned on me that the realization of not being perfect or not being this defined person in a sense, which all became resolved around sushi. Why? Because if every pork chop were perfect, we wouldn't have hot dogs. I know that's a quote that I just came up with, or didn't came up with. I stole it from a really good show. And it means that if everything was perfect, we wouldn't have this intent to create or this intent to just invent new things and enjoy life in a new perspective. I think that because everything, or in a weird way, people are flawed, we are able to express our discomforts, our likes, our simple interests, basically. And in this sushi dinner, I started talking about that specifically with my friend, and she told me that she's feeling the same way, and we started bonding over that. I wouldn't presume it as a trauma bonding, but I would say it was a really genuine bond that I needed at the moment. And it felt amazing, honestly, and specifically over my comfort food. At the end, I decided to go to my the end, after getting to my house, I was just reflecting on the day. This is me with a little bit of a sad face, but I was reflecting on everything that I happened that day, the dissociation, the sonder, me talking with my friend, with my comfort food. And the only thing that popped into my head was change. And honestly, the inspiration of change. I really wanted to embody that, which is how I've been living this mentality set, or this set of mentality that I've been trying to grow ever since that day. I've been trying to grow, evolve on the meaning of change. And simply with that, I noticed that nothing stays, everything changes. And as humans, we are always evolving. Every day we're learning new stuff. Every day we're just learning a bit more about ourselves. And that was when I felt the most comfortable, or the most comfort to myself. Which, if you see that little bear right there, I went to sleep, gave it a little hug, and in a weird way, hugged myself to sleep. That's not supposed to be good, but it was a really good day at the end. Maybe it started in a bad way, but it ended up being a very, very good day. And yeah, thank you very much for participating in this beautiful journal number 4. And I will see you, everybody, on the flip side. Have a very good summer, guys. Goodbye.